The tail of the tape in the main event for the featherweight world title, brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
And look at the record, 24-6, 25-4, very, very similar. The question here, has either fighter taken those kind of beatings where they're on the downside, or are they at their peak? Because they need to be at their peak tonight.
It is the fourth time for Strauss and Pitbull. It is main event time. It's Michael C. Williams time.
Ladies and gentlemen, live on Spike, Miller Lite presents Bellator MMA from Mohegan Sun. The time has come for number 4.
大家好，老师从业中医男科30余年，帮助了数千名海内外华人朋友通过中药调理重回男性雄风。如果你也存在房事时间短、勃起无力、硬度差、中途疲软、肾虚、前列腺炎等问题，现在就加中医老师微信574-993-200，纯中药，一人一方，治根治本，帮助你持续坚挺20至40分钟，补肾壮阳，延时助勃，彻底告别快男软男。记住微信574-993-200。
25 professional victories, 4 defeats from Natal, Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil. Introducing the challenger, Patricio Pitbull. And across the cage, the champion tonight fights out of the red corner at 5'7", weighing in 145 pounds even. Tonight, in his first defense after regaining the title, he returns with 24 professional victories, 6 defeats. From Cincinnati, Ohio, he fights out of Coconut Creek, Florida, the defending two-time Bellator featherweight world champion, Daniel Strauss. In charge of the action, your referee, Dan Mergliata.
The first time Dan Mergliata has officiated either of these fighters.
Been through the rules of the locker room. Want you to obey my commands at all time. Want you to protect yourselves at all time. Have a nice clean fight. You want to touch gloves? Do it now. Good luck, both of you. Thank you, sir.
They have spent an hour in the cage with each other. 12 rounds. They probably split the 12-6-6. The fourth fight, and likely the final one between these two.
You ready, sir? You ready, sir? Let's go, fight.
The fight clock in the main event for the featherweight world title, brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Big shot by Pitbull opens the fourth meeting.
What I want to see is if Daniel Strauss throws the left hand with confidence.
He said it was about a month ago. He finally cracked someone in training with it, and he said it felt great. Remember, he knocked Pitbull down. The biggest shot of the fight was after he had broken that hand.
Yep. And it was early on in the fight. Pitbull spent the rest of the fight trying to get back in it. I think he was pretty badly concussed. Hard for him to make a game plan. He was on instinct and survived the rest of the fight.
Went for that armbar immediately.
Yep.
He did more than survive. He had the big fourth round and the dramatic closing sequence.
I've grappled with Pitbull. It's like grappling a fire hydrant. Unbelievably strong, great technique on the ground, crazy pressure.
You've been to the guillotine.
Yeah, it's pop your head off. Saw Henry Corrales tap to it.
Right here in this building, last April.
This thing about Strauss, he has range, he has versatility. We're seeing a much more patient Pitbull. He's waiting for the one big shot, a little bit like how he fought Ben Henderson.
His camp was different, he said, than anyone he's had. It was a recovery camp. He said, listen, I'm not stupid. I'm not 19 years old anymore. I know it. I can't go 3 or 4 times a day. And he was coming off that freak injury that cost him the Ben Henderson fight.
And this is how he fought Ben Henderson, waiting for him to come inside and throwing big punches, and Ben never got his offense going.
He gained a lot of confidence from that fight. That was a win for Ben Henderson, but Patricio felt that was a fluke.
Yes. He's getting out of the way well. Being very elusive. And one thing about Daniel Strauss in most of his fights is his pacing. He's so busy, fighters can't keep up with him. They wear down. And he's not being very busy right now against Pitbull. Tasted that power. Might be making him a little gun shy. but we haven't seen him throw the left hand with confidence yet. We haven't.
He just pulled back on the left.
Yep.
Good. Solid kick from Patricio, and you got to watch, is he going to be gun shy about throwing that kick? I mean, that was a brutal injury.
Man, it's a very underused weapon for Pitbull. He has really strong leg kicks, but doesn't throw them that often. He hurt Pat Kern with it in their first fight, and never went back to it. It's a weapon you have to use often to be effective. First nice left hand by Strauss.
One got through. This is what their first fight looked like. Right here along the fence. And they were 3 close rounds, but they were at a different experience level at that point. Daniel Strauss, not in terms of volume of fights, but he wasn't at the same level experience-wise. That's 6 years ago. In MMA, that's a lifetime.
He didn't fight like Daniel Strauss at all. Waited the whole time. Pitbull was aggressive. Well, not Pitbull, he's very, very consistent. He fights the same way every time. Daniel Strauss has had these flashes of greatness, these amazing rounds, amazing fights even, but had trouble with his consistency. I've talked about the mental breakdowns late in fights. That's been his kryptonite, but physically, you look at the size of them when they're locked up together. Strauss is a giant. He cuts an amazing amount of weight. Saw him cut his hair against Pat Kern. I mean, he looked like death in that fight because of his weight cut, but he's the much bigger guy.
Now, if 2011 was a lifetime ago, 2012 was the last time, Jimmy, the featherweight title picture looked at least a little different.
Yep, that's right. Joe Warren versus Pat Kern. Pat Kern got that vicious knockout. Every title fight since then at 145 has involved one of these 2 fighters.
And the next one will involve Daniel Weichel, who is now the #1 contender after beating John Makapov last week in Budapest. Daniel Weichel, who came so close to that featherweight world title, Dan Mogliano with the quick trigger. It's on the undercard that Daniel Strauss had a big come-from-behind win that following a loss, dominant win that got him the title shot in November. It resulted in the title victory.
Nice body kick. Everything he throws with power. There are no feeling out punches. Strauss, I think, yet to find his offensive rhythm in this fight.
The last time we saw Daniel Strauss after the first round, he put his hand on the cage just that way, the left hand. His coaches immediately grabbed it, knew it was broken, he knew it was in trouble, and his coaches were saying, you want to fight or you want to talk about your broken hand? And he snapped right back into the fight and obviously became the world champion. Jimmy's Scorecard brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get your fresh blade shave at dollarshaveclub.com today.
10-9 Pitbull was more accurate with the right hand than Daniel Strauss was with the left. But Daniel Strauss moving forward a lot. But I thought Pitbull more effective. He has a great guillotine. You see Daniel Strauss, his hand on the hips, trying to keep Pitbull from pulling guard and really cranking on that guillotine. And there he goes.
Goes for it. This is how he beat Henry Corrales. It's over. He got it. Daniel Strauss taps immediately. And Patricio Pitbull has climbed the mountain again.
No doubt, no rounds, not long, not grueling, definitive. He got the guillotine finish. He is the champ once again. Rivalry's over and Patricio Pitbull was the man.
His nightmare of losing the world title, the nightmare he woke up to every day without the belt, is over. And his dream is to hand the belt to his son, David. The Black Card Premium Spice Rum Replay, the bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
And it was the guillotine right here, arm in, and Strauss was trying to keep him from pulling guard. You see his hand on the hips. As soon as his hand went off the hips, Pitbull pulls guard, and this is all she wrote. Beautiful guillotine finish. There it is. just like Henry Corrales, a similar position, close to the fence. He has so much power in his arms, in his upper body. When he gets around the neck and puts those hips in, it is good night. I don't care who you are.
Leandro Higo, Team Pitbull. Dad's coming home as the world champion again. That's more than 1,000 words. You think these moments are going to live in the free day home for years and years and years? Patricio Pitbull is the champion again.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of a guillotine choke. Official time, 37 seconds into round number 2 by submission. He is the new and now 2-time Bellator featherweight world champion do Brasil, Patricio Pitbull.
So much respect between those two who helped build this company. Once again, the world champion, Patricio Pitbull, his nightmare is over, as you can see in every possible way. He is with his family, and he is with Jimmy Smith.
I'm here with the winner and new Bellator featherweight world champion, Patricio Pitbull. How does it feel to wear that belt again?
It's a dream. It's a dream come true. And this belt is for my son. It's my gift for him. Bye-bye.
When he watches this fight, when he's old enough to understand it, what do you want him to know about you and this performance in this belt?
Nessa luta. Eu quero que ele se orgulhe do pai dele, que batalhou na vida e conseguiu realizar sonho, não só meu, mas toda a minha família. É isso aí, papai.
I wanted to be proud of his dad and know that I overcame a lot to bring this belt back home to Brazil and my family.
The finish of the fight, that guillotine, you could not wait to pull guard and put the pressure on it. Did you know you had it from the beginning?
Você sabia que você tinha essa guilhotina encaixado quando começou?
Yes, I just wait for the right moment, and that's it, man. And new.
Now, your next fight, Daniel Weichel, a guy you fought before, very close fight. You finished him with a knockout. What's your message to him? You know he's watching.
You are tough, but I'm ready. You know that. You know that. I'm here.
You know he's here, the new champion. Give it up for him, Patricio Pitbull, ladies and gentlemen.